Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Debra's Journey. My name is Debra, and on this channel, I budget, I cash stuff, and I am in the process of paying off a $50,000 student loan debt. If this is content that interests you, I hope that you would consider joining my family. Well, I am getting ready to share my April budget and what I actually spent. And let me just say, it was a doozy. I was way off on my numbers, probably the most that I've ever been since I've been documenting my budget. And kind of embarrassing. It's like, okay, I get putting more towards debt is a good thing, putting more towards savings is a good thing. But we will talk about where my money went because it was all over the place, guys. If you're new, just know that I love to share my budget with you. My family size is me and my son. The third person is my dad. He only stays with me half of the month, but I still, of course, include him in the number. And I have a fur baby, and that is my family. Primarily, what I'm sharing is my income, what money I pull from my sinking funds, savings challenges that I complete, and any extra money I receive throughout the month, I will add that to my budget. And this month, I did have money that I pulled from different accounts, and I had some extra money. I also had to pull money because it was tax time to pay my property tax and my income taxes. And I used a small portion of my rollover funds. So my total expected amount that I was going to spend was $10,325. I wish. But let's talk about where the money went. Okay. So for my fixed expenses, housing, it was $1,805.76. That includes utilities. My tithes and offering, I do give to my local church. I just do not share that amount. Car insurance, I budgeted $126, but I noticed right around April, my insurance went up by about $10. So now I'm paying $136.28. So that's a $10.28 difference. Spectrum Internet, I budgeted $76.99, and that is what was paid. Life insurance budgeted $65, and there was a slight increase on one of my policies. So now it is $67.95. DirecTV service, $80 is what was budgeted and paid. My Xbox subscription, which is really for my son, I use my credit card to pay this. He just pays me back. This was $7.99. My satellite radio, Sirius XM 850, is spot on. And then Apple storage was $2.99. Apple Care was $11.50. Google memberships, $12. My son, his cell phone was $65, and my cell phones was $144.37. So the total I spent for my fixed expenses were $2,395.73 was budgeted. I actually spent $2,419.33. So for my variable expenses for groceries, I budgeted $700. I actually spent $687.78. I was under by $12.22, which is a win. Okay, for personal, I budgeted $125, and that is what I gave myself. Gasoline, I budgeted $420. I actually spent $422.89. So that's a $2.89 increase, which again, it's under $5. And I'm still very happy with my estimation for gas. So I'm good with that number. For medical expenses, I budgeted 8 because I know that I had a prescription that was due to be refilled. However, that's going to be refilled in the month of May. So that $8 did not get spent. For miscellaneous, I did give a gift to someone very special to me. I budgeted 100, but I actually spent 300 on that gift. For Fast Track, I noticed that I budgeted 20, however, my card was not charged. And I think it's because I have a credit, because I'm not really using it. And they're just taking $2 a month because they're trying to take all of the money. So even if you don't use it, you have to pay. Yard maintenance, budgeted 50, that's what I spent. Oil change. I did get an oil change this month. I budgeted 155. However, I spent $178.78. And that's because the I did get the oil change, but I also got my tires rotated. So that was an extra charge. So it was a $23.78 difference. For birthdays, I forgot to budget it. I did have a birthday. That was $100. So I had to add that to the budget. For grooming was supposed to happen in the month of April. However, because of bad weather, I rescheduled it and it ended up being the first week of May. House cleaning, I budgeted 100 and that's what I spent. That includes a tip and that includes about 2 hours of service. So it's probably still a little hefty, but a lot of people charge quite a bit for services so that they can make something, because it has to be worth their while to do the job. My gift away, I had reserved 75 and I didn't have a April giveaway because I reserved it for my May giveaway. And so those funds were spent for the month of May. Okay, the next one is probably going to explain why I went way over on my budget. Taxes. I budgeted $1,700 for taxes. I actually spent $3,567.24. So this is a combination of income taxes and property taxes. My income taxes were way more than I had budgeted, so I had to use all the money that I had saved in taxes. I also had to pull money from multiple sinking funds and savings accounts just to make up for that amount. So I was over by $1,867.24. Eating out, I budgeted 200. I actually spent $258.60. And then my buffer, I budgeted 200, but I actually spent $366.54. So let's share. So let me show you what I spent my money on. So for eating out, I went to Panda Express, that was $23.81. Chipotle was $30.45. I went to the beauty supply store, that was $55.44. Target, I had to get a new microwave. I spent $155.87. It's a small one. And it's okay. I wish it was a little more powerful, but it's okay for now. We went to Chick-fil-A, that was $33.39. In and Out, $30.18. I went to Dollar Tree, $10.88. El Cholo, $26.73. Cane's, $31.31. Miguel's is a fast food Mexican restaurant, $25.73. Getty Museum, I did go to Getty Museum. You have to pay to park. We went in a passenger van. It was $80. And because I coordinated the group, I paid $30 for parking and everyone else paid the difference. And then we had lunch. I went to Getty Cafe and that was $26.55. Went to Chipotle again for $30.45. JCPenney, $75.95. I did get a couple of dresses. I went to one of those fancy movie theaters where you sit in a recliner and you push a button and they come to you and take your order. Oh yes, very fancy. And so that meal and the movie was $38.40. So the total amount between my buffer and my eating out was $625.14. For my total variable expenses, I budgeted $3,938. I actually spent $6,156.83. And so that was a difference of $2,218.83. Quite a huge difference over, I don't think I've ever been over this much in any category, but there's a first time for everything. And thank God for sinking funds and savings. That is all I can say. Okay, debt. So for my Discover card, I budgeted $150. I actually put $250 on the card, so I was over by 100. Sam's Club, I budgeted $200 and I paid $300, so I was over by 100. Wells Fargo credit card, I sent $25 to that card. My car payment was $550. That's what was paid. Student loan, $800 was budgeted. I actually paid $1,040. So I was over by $240. And if you watch my student loan cash stuffings, you will see that I use savings challenges to help pay my student loan and to boost my payment amount. So usually when I have more money on the loan, it's because I finished a few saving challenges. And so that was $240 extra dollars. My personal loan, I budgeted $302.30, and that's what I spent. So for my debt, my budget was $2,027.30, and I actually paid $2,467.30, which is a $440 difference towards debt. So I'm very happy that I was able to put more money towards debt for the month of April. My investments, Vanguard, I budgeted 50, I actually paid 25. In SoFi investing, $25. Fidelity was 25. M1, I budgeted 100. I actually sent 75 to that platform. And then for my Roth, I budgeted 200. So my total investments that were budgeted, $400, but I actually put 350 towards my investments. So that is a $50 difference for the month of April. And then for savings, I budgeted $275. I actually put $167.65 in my savings account. And so that was $107.35 difference. I wasn't able to save as much in April because of the taxes. I had huge amounts going to taxes, so I had to lower the amount I was saving. But I still was able to save something, so I'm happy about that. Savings challenges, I budgeted $450. That's what I put towards my challenges. And then my envelope challenge, I budgeted $150. I only put $125 towards that. So my total amount for savings, I budgeted $875, and I actually put $742.65 towards savings, and that's a $132.35 difference. For my sinking funds, I budgeted $680, and I actually put $868.98 to my sinking fund. I used money I probably was going to add to savings and made sure I bulked up my lifesaver fund. And that was a $188.98 difference. So how did I do for the month of April? I budgeted $10,316.03, and I actually spent $13,005.09. That's a $2,689.06 difference. So for the month of April, I was way over, and it was really because I had to pay a huge tax bill. And that is where the majority of that money went. I budgeted as much as I could, but I still fell short. I had to use money from some of my other funds. I also was able to still put more money towards my debt because I did have some extra money. So paid debt, paid my taxes, was still able to save and put money towards my sinking funds. So I feel like April was a good month in spite of the hefty taxes. Thank God it's only once a year. But I feel like all in all, I am happy with the month, and I was able to not go too crazy over budget. I did end up having to put about $900 on my credit card because the tax bill was even more. So I have a plan. I am expecting some money from my state taxes that I overpaid. And so I'm hoping to get that money within the next month or two, and then I can pay the credit card off and I will be done with taxes for this year. And my plan is also to put more money towards my taxes sinking fund for this year and going forward. So thank you everybody for coming and joining me. I appreciate you all. I'm sorry this is late. It's been a very busy month for me, but I am so happy to share my numbers with you. Thank you all for your support. As always, have a wonderful day and a wonderful week wherever you are. And I will see you again in my next video. Take care. Bye.